Hello and welcome to video 5 in my series of aluminum can flower tutorial, the basics. Hopefully you've watched videos 1 through 4 and we are right now to the point of making the leaves and assembling the flowers. So first thing I do want to touch on, I had made mention in the very first video that if your can was dented that you could not use it. But you really can for a small strip of aluminum, and that's what we need to use for our leaves. So I'm just going to show you how this one is damaged at the top. I am just going to cut the damaged part off. Get rid of that. And I've got all of this here that's clean and good. So I will cut it into a usable strip, just like so. And you can take the edge of your workspace or whatever, and you just rub it along, straighten it out, make it flat. I've got all of these pieces here from other cans where I've only utilized certain parts, and so I'm going to show you the templates I have for leaves. I've got several styles. This is one template, and as you can see, it looks very similar to the leaves that are on this flower. It's a one leaf permanent, it's a permanent leaf to the flower. You're going to be gluing that one on, but I have also learned that there's a way to not glue them on so you can adjust them, and we'll go over that too. So what you would do for this one, flip over your aluminum, and I generally will reverse here and there just so all the leaves don't look completely identical. And what you're going to do is fit it on there, and take your pen, trace it. It's going to be basically an indent, because pens don't always write on aluminum. And it'll look like that. If you can see, you can see it really well on the opposite side. What you'll do then is just cut it out. Make sure the tips of the leaves are not sharp. Kind of round them. And you'll want a little space right there for this particular leaf. You know, the little scissors are going to do a lot better, so I'm going to swap them out. Get rid of that ridge that I created. And you want it kind of fat at the base. So there we go. That's what it looks like. Now I'm going to take my softer surface, flip it over, and just do a quick little line right down the leaf on each side. Squiggle it a bit. So that is what it looks like after that. Now if you find you've got a couple edges right there that are ridged and you don't want them that way, just simple trimming. Trim it up. It's too pointed right there, so I'm going to trim that up and just snip that off as a straight edge. There we go. So I've got this leaf, which was the look I just showed you. Then I have leaves that look like this. This is a more advanced flower that I will be doing a tutorial on, but this is one of my creepy baby flowers. And these are 2 leaves that I've actually just rolled on, and we're going to learn how to do that. That way, if I want to adjust how high they are, low they are, or take them off altogether, then I have that option. You don't have that option when you glue them on permanently. So what we do is we've got our leaves. These are templates for the separate leaves that I've created, just a variety of sizes, pretty basic. And as you see, they are very long right here, and that is for the wrapping that I just showed you. They get wrapped on instead of glued on. So this was one of the single leaves that I already cut. I'm going to take that, set it down, and I'm going to make a squiggly, somewhat line down, and then just make little designs onto it. Any design you like, just go nuts. And here's the effect of this one. I see I want to put one right there. I'll go back, put another line right there. And I also see I've got a little ridging mark there. I will trim that off. Okay, looks great. When you've got several leaves, and generally I like to do different sizes. I believe this one is this. I like them going in different directions, not all the same all the time. There's another one. What you do then, you get your leaves together, get some tape, roll the tape up, tape them down onto anything that you've got accessible. This is a pop cardboard, and I take them out. I always grab my latex glove, so when I'm holding it and spraying, I don't have a bunch of paint then all over my hand. Spray paint's really hard to get off of your hands. So once you've done that, here's the result of that style of leaves. So once they're dry, you'll just pop them off, get rid of the tape, pile. If you decide when you're looking at them that you want a little more design, being that I use spray paint, I can flip them over and design them more. It's whatever your preference is. Set that aside. So now I've got these leaves, and the one that I cut out in the beginning I showed you, I have one that's painted. It's a little different style, but it's the same in theory. So you'll see the reason for the width at the bottom. These are the sticks that they will be going onto. I get these at any hobby shop. They're with the floral. I buy them in a pack. I don't know, usually maybe 30 to 50 in a pack. They're very inexpensive. They are made out of recycled material, and they will disintegrate over time. So if you want to utilize your flower with this stem outside, you're going to want to make sure to seal it with some sort of paint and then sealer. It will make it last longer. It won't erode, fall apart, dilapidate quite as quickly. But if you want a flower to be outside for a long period of time and you want to make sure it doesn't rot, it's probably best to get a thicker item like a dowel rod, and you could always paint it green. So what I do then is I have another stick, and you can see the difference in size. It's a lot thinner, but still the round. I will take my leaf right there, and I will bend it onto this smaller rod, bend my leaves out as such to whatever shape. Then when I go to put it in the one I'm actually going to use, it'll fit nicely, and then it'll be ready for gluing. So we'll set that aside. Now for these leaves, what I do is I roll them first onto this smaller rod, and I just give it a roll, try and hide the part that is the end, and I've rolled it on, see, as such. Now when I go to place it on this one, it'll fit snugly. So we'll stick it on there, and it won't go anywhere. That one's good. It's solid. It's on there. And this can be adjusted. This double leaf that we just did right here, you're going to glue it on. There's no adjusting. So you want to make sure you've got it where you want it, and you definitely want to put the flower head on before the leaves. So I'm going to show you how to do that. You need a surface that's soft. This is the flower that we did in the last video, the one that we made. I'm just using a piece of felt because I don't want it to rub on the hard table and scratch the paint. I'm going to flip that over. Then I'm going to take a piece of wire. I'm going to get it in here just like so. And I am going to twist it on several times. Then I get my stick. I'm going to take this sleeve off for now. And I try to abut this flat part. This is the part that would go on the ground. This flat part, I'm going to say about right here. Take your wire, twist it on several times. Sometimes I even like to go under, do an extra wrap, just to make sure it stays in place. And I'm going to twist that around a few times. And you can then tuck down the bit that remains. And you'll want to bend these down so they're not seen or popping out, just like so. That's how it will look. Then, if we're going to do this one, we've already sized it and it's ready to go. And we just need to get our glue. I'm actually going to use these this time, though. I do like the way they can be adjusted. Stick this one back on that I've already twisted onto a different one. I do like that fact. Now, being that I'm going to use the fold-on leaves, I do not have to do that part right now. I will just want to flip over my flower. I use E6000. And I saturate this bad boy. I want to get it right at the top where it's connected. Get it all over the parts. So this will not be moving. It won't go anywhere. And hot glue does not work. I learned that the hard way. Always go with your E6000 glue. So I'm going to take this and I can set it aside. You'll want to wait for this to dry. And then I can put the leaves on when it's dry and solid, just like I showed you. We'll do a few more. Now I did one, it's going to be on this side of the flower. So I'll use this one to go on the opposite side. And I just take the edge, try and tuck it, roll it. Just a few times. So it's wound like that. Pull that off. Grab another stick just to show you how it will look. It slides on nicely. And then I can slide this one on. See, and there you go. You've got your flower leaves done. So, like I said, when you're putting this style on, there is no reason that you need to do it until your flower is dry and solid, good to go. Then you can put them on any size, any shape that you like, and you don't have to worry about them not being proportioned properly. So, right now I think we're pretty much set on the completion of the flowers. I will come back in this video shortly once this flower is dried and show you the finished product. Thank you for watching. Okay, and so we're back and our flower is now dry. We let it dry overnight. I believe with E6000, maybe 12 hours is usually the standard. So we've got our flower here and the leaves that we made yesterday. So we're just going to slide those on like so. And this is a completed flower. And like I said, one positive about this style of leaf is that if you decide you don't want them, you can remove them or you can readjust them, turn them, switch them out for others. It's very flexible that way. So one thing I did want to go over is the fact that some people would probably prefer to have the back side of their flower painted and maybe have this area hidden. So what I would recommend for that, in case you happen to be one of those people, is when you've painted your flowers on the cardboard like we went over, use one of the fasteners to hold it for the original painting, then just flip it over, stick the fastener through, and paint the back side. I don't typically find it necessary to paint both sides. It seems to be a lot of extra work and extra paint, but it's all your option. So for the back part, what you would want to do if you want to conceal all of this area, you would take the base bottom of a can and you would want to cut away everything and have it just down to this three-dimensional bump. So you would go around, cut that off. It is thicker at the bottom of the can, so keep in mind you're going to need very good scissors. And you want to be careful not to change the circle's form. So once you've got that cut, you can take snippers. I have these were part of a jewelry making kit of snippers, and just go around that jagged edge, snip, and kind of bend to make it that perfect circle. Just like this. Snip those edges off. So you would go all the way around, snip all of that, and you would end up with a clean circle. And then because you have this exterior stick, you would want to make a little cut right here. You would use the same E6000. You could probably do this the same time you glue this down, but I would want to make sure everything was sealed well before I did this. So this would, for me, be a second step. You would put your glue around the rim, along the inside right there, and you'd have this perfect cover to sit in place, just like so. Then that's concealed. Now, what I would suggest, if you decide you want to paint the back of your flower, just take some tape, like we do with the leaves, pop it onto the cardboard as so, and spray it in advance when you're spraying the back of your flower. Then it'll match perfectly. So there we are. We've completed the tutorial. I hope you have enjoyed it, and I hope you make lots of flowers. Thank you for watching.